Okay, now. So, yeah, let's proceed. I'm going to talk about something, one book that I love. So, I have read it
Okay.
before. Maybe you can read it if I'll send you if I found a copy online, available online. I'll
Okay.
send it to you. So, it is called Get Better at Anything.
Okay.
So yeah, this book is about essentially learning anything. Programming, electronics, maybe cooking.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll read a line from the book itself, and you can tell me what you think about these lines. Okay? So it says here,
Okay. Yeah.
life revolves around learning. In school, at our jobs, even in the things we do for fun, like video games or what do you do for fun, Richard? Can you tell me a little bit about you?
Okay. For fun, I like going to church singing,
Going to church,
first
exactly. Yeah, I like that.
singing, singing, but also on my free time, I like to watch some movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
but also I like going to some places outing.
Okay. So yeah, it
Yeah.
is indeed correct, right?
Yeah.
Uh, we learn
We
things
learn.
even in the things we do for fun. For example, at church, we learn
Yeah.
about God, about faith.
Yes.
So in the movies, we learn the personality of the characters. Sometimes we learn something about life. Oh, that's good. I can use that in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, learning is part of our lives.
Okay.
Yet, learning is often mysterious. Sometimes it comes effortlessly. Sometimes it's very easy learning things.
Yeah.
Very easy. Just watching a movie, you can learn something, or watching a video on YouTube, you can learn something. But
Okay.
sometimes it's really hard, even if you study for hours and hours. It seems like you don't learn something, and we get frustrated. Have you ever felt that, Richard? Like
Yeah.
you're trying to learn something, you are working very hard, but it doesn't seem to get inside your brain everything that you want to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I often feel that. So one example in my life, I'll tell you a little bit about myself.
Okay.
I'm not just a programmer. On the side, I also do robotics. I build robots and I build electronics.
Okay.
So yeah, those are my side hobbies or side projects. Okay, we build robots. I have a team right here. and we build robots.
Wow.
Yeah. It also
That.
includes programming, but a different kind of programming, not JavaScript like we are learning right now. It's not JavaScript,
Okay.
and it's more difficult. Programming in robotics is more difficult for me. Yeah.
Okay.
And when I first started this robotics job or engineering, back when
Yeah.
I graduated, of course, I don't know anything about programming. I don't know anything about um, robots. But I want to build a robot. So that's why I started studying to how to program and how to build robots. But yeah, like I said, I studied for hours and hours and hours, but it doesn't seem to get inside my brain. I don't seem to absorb anything. I get frustrated because I want to build robots. Yeah, it's frustrating when you work hours, read books, watch YouTube videos. Very frustrating that you don't absorb the knowledge.
Okay.
Yes, I can totally relate to that. That's why I'm sharing it with you. It is
Yeah.
completely normal to feel that way. It's just shows that you are really passionate about something.
Yeah.
So because other people, they don't care. They don't care if they don't absorb knowledge. They're just like,
Yeah.
it's too hard. I don't want to do this anymore. But
Yeah.
us, passionate people, we get frustrated because we want to, um, we really want to do it. We really want to learn.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, that's what this book is all about. It gives
Okay.
you tips on how to learn anything or the basics of learning. I won't cover the advanced details that because we're going to spend too much time talking about this. Um, I'll just give you the main idea on how to learn anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, without getting frustrated. Okay?
Okay.
Because the reason why we get frustrated when we try to learn something and we don't absorb it, the reason why is we don't know what is the next step. We don't know
Yeah.
where we are. We we are basically lost. Okay, we
Yeah.
don't know how to learn. Yeah, that's the main reason. We don't know how to learn.
Okay.
Okay, now, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what is the main what what you should know about learning. Okay, so let me pull up something right here. So first, this book talks about three concepts on how to learn, three steps. So you might want to note this down, the three steps in learning.
Okay.
Okay. Part 1 or the first step is learning from others. Okay? Learning from others.
Okay.
Okay, what does that mean? Learning from others. If you are just starting, if you're just starting with anything, programming or robotics or cooking,
Yes.
learning starts from seeing others do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Yes. So, for example, right here in programming, it starts from you looking at how others write codes.
Yeah.
So maybe you maybe on YouTube or maybe from us, Arnold and me, you can look at our codes. So it's like a basic curiosity. How do they write codes? So that's what learning works. And this book talked about, it says here, creativity creativity begins with copying. Does that mean copying is the right thing to do? Yes and no. Copying mindlessly is um, it's like you're not passionate about the thing you are doing. So you just copy and paste the codes from others. What this book is trying to say is copying inside your mind.
Okay.
So yeah, you copy the codes but you are absorbing it in your mind. You are
Yeah.
It's like copy and paste in your mind.
Paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your mind, not in your VS Code.
Okay.
Yeah, and it says here that the second part, after you learn from others, you see others how to do it. Second part is learning from practice. So practice makes perfect. So first you learn from others, and now you learn by yourself by doing things. This is the main
Yeah.
reason why I suggested Playcode.io. Yeah, so you can practice by yourself after learning from others. So it's like what you did right now, or what we did. Learning from others, we watched a YouTube video, you read
Yeah.
the eloquent JavaScript, and now the part 2 in order to complete the learning is learning from practice by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, it says here that quality comes from quantity. What that means
Yeah.
is the quality of your work, how good your work is, will eventually comes if you do it over and over again.
Okay.
Okay, so repetition, practice. So, like I suggested earlier with your task, make more functions, experiment with much more functions. Just uh, practice making more functions, and eventually you will absorb how it works, how functions work, or variables.
Okay.
Now, the third part. This is also really important. Third part is learning from feedback. What does that mean? Learning from feedback. We learn by others saying something about our work, right? From judging.
Okay.
And this is exactly why, remember when I said that I don't get I don't get hurt by criticism. It's one of my good habits. You criticize me, you judge my work, maybe you will say that it's bad. I don't get hurt. So I try to think, what
Yeah.
can I learn from your judgment, from your criticism? Okay, I will improve this, I will improve that. So that's part 3. The third step in order to complete your learning. Learning from experience. Okay, and that's exactly why I want you to screenshot and upload your functions on HTML CSS so we can give feedback to you. You can give feedback and you will learn from it. Then you will go to step 2 and step 1. Learning from others again and learning from practice by yourself again. So it's like a loop. You are leveling your skills on that loop. So learn from others. Look up some YouTube videos how they do this. Be curious about anything. Second, learn from practice by yourself. Do some more, work some more, write some more codes. Okay?
Yeah.
Then of course, the third step to complete the cycle, learn from feedback. Always ask us, sir, what do you think about this? Where did I go wrong? Take a look at this function that I made, sir. Okay? What can you tell me, how can I improve? So yeah, have the initiative to ask me or Mr. Tom. He will reply to you. Or even Arnold. Yeah. So
Okay.
those 3 steps will apply to anything. That's the concept of this book. So for example, cooking. I would like to learn how to bake. First, of course, I search YouTube how they bake. Um, Starts from my curiosity. How do they bake? How do they do it? Now, step 2, learning by practice. Of course, I practice. I bake on my own. And if there's something I missed, I go back to step 1, learning from others again. What did I miss? Let me watch that YouTube video again. Then bake some more, learning from practice, even if I make like hundreds of bread. Step 3, of course, learning from feedback. Maybe I'll get my father, hey dad, taste this bread for me. What do you think about this? Oh, it's a little
Yeah.
bit hard. It's a little bit stiff. Okay, make it softer, he will say. And then I'll go back to step 2, practice again to make my bread softer.
Yeah.
In that cycle, eventually, I will be a master baker. A world known baker. I will join competitions.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, take note of
Because
those 3 steps. Okay? Learn
okay.
from others, learn from practice, and learn from feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah, feedback is really important. You won't know what you are missing if you don't ask for feedback. Okay?
Yes.
Be talkative. Okay? So that's how I am. I am quite talkative with my teammates. I always ask them, for example, in my robotics projects, um, I have an assistant on my robotics because right now I am focusing on you guys and my projects with Mr. Tom. So my assistant handles the robotics. He is talkative. Okay, he will ask me. He calls me Greg. Hey Greg, I have this error on this robot, so it doesn't move. Here is my code. Can you take a look at it for 5 minutes and tell me what I've missed? He's like that every single day. So, and of course, I enjoy answering him. It will improve his robotic skills. Okay? So, yeah, it's really good to be talkative about your project. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Because step 3, yeah, learning from feedback. Okay, so yeah, that's what the book is talking about. It's a really good book, actually, one of my favorites. Yeah, so yeah, what can you tell me? Does it make sense what the book talked about, the 3 steps?
Yes, the book makes sense because it teaches us to the methods of learning.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly why it's one of my favorites.
Okay.
So yeah, use that
Yes.
use those 3 steps, okay, to improve your JavaScript. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, what else? Um, Also, by talking, Richard, you will
Yeah.
improve your communication. Yeah. It will, you can use that when you are talking to other clients or even talking to Mr. Tom, the
Yeah.
communication skills. So see the
Yeah.
benefits um, from just asking about things. First, it will improve your programming skills. Second, it will improve your communication skills. So yeah, really useful knowledge right here.
Yeah.
Okay, if I found a copy online, you can read it if you are interested.
Okay.
Yes, it will translate well to anything in your life. Maybe you would like to learn about baking. Would you like to bake? Baking bread.
Oh, baking bread.
Yeah.
I don't know how to bake, but I know how to cook.
You know how to cook. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it starts with if you would like to learn baking, you can use these
Yeah.
steps. Like I like the examples I gave.
Yeah. Learn from others, then learn from practice, then learn from feedback.
Yeah. Exactly. So start
Yeah.
with that mindset, and I will assure you, you will be a master programmer. Be passionate about programming.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, because programming, it is the new generation. Everything in our world now runs in programming. Yeah, even
Yeah.
washing machines, refrigerators are programmed. We are going into
Yeah.
that programmed world. It is the start of uh, programmed world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
what this book is all about. Let's talk about vibe coding. Okay. Now first, let's watch another video.
Okay.
I haven't seen this video yet. Let's watch it together and talk about this. Okay?
Okay.
So So I'll
Okay.
share my screen again. Okay. Can you see my screen?
It's connecting.
Okay.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, let's watch it.
Built entirely. Well, another day, another viral AI app built entirely with vibe coding. Yes, you no longer need to be a software engineer or even know how to program when you can rely solely on AI to create you a successful application. What could possibly go wrong? Well, in today's story, we're going to find out with a great example. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Melkidev. I'm a senior software engineer over at Twitch, where I work with ML and a bunch of other systems. And today, we're going to look all into what vibe coding is and how it can be great, but sometimes it doesn't work all that smoothly. So let's first start off with the definition of vibe coding. You can see here I have the official Wikipedia page. Vibe coding is an AI dependent programming paradigm in the field of computer programming where a person describes a problem in a few sentences as a prompt to a large language model, LLM, tuned for coding. The LLM generates software, shifting the programmer's role from manual coding to guiding, testing, definitely not, and refining the AI generated source code. Vibe coding is claimed by its advocates to allow even amateur programmers, remember that, to produce software without the extensive training and skills previously required for software engineering. What a beautiful definition that is. I enjoyed vibe coding. You just want to vibe out. You want to give your LLM a prompt, it does it for you. You just gotta look at it and say, okay, yes, no, accept, maybe not. And in today's story, we're gonna cover this user by the name of Leo Jr. 94 on X, where he made a tweet on March 14th, so a few days ago. My software as a service was built with Cursor, zero handwritten code. AI is no longer just an assistant. It's also the builder. Now you can continue to whine about it or start building. P.S. Yes, people pay for it. What a great way to introduce people to vibe coding. Hey, I'm not skillful, I couldn't do it, but look, AI, Cursor, Windsurf, these are the tools you gotta use to start building. And look at this. You can see following up, even a day before, someone said, Cody Schneider, vibe coding going to get more non-technical people to 10K MMR than all of the technical indie hackers combined over the last 10 years, which again, Leo, the protagonist of our story, retweeted and said, you can't really build software as a service with AI. Nobody's gonna pay for that. It will be full of bugs. LOL. Please, please, please remember the full of bugs part. It's gonna be so nice when we go full circle. I can't imagine coding a fully functional software as a service with payments, webhooks, and background jobs without knowing how to code. I assume you are a coder and know how to fix things. I'm not a coder, and I can build a fully functional SaaS with payments, webhooks, DB, and auth in less than 24 hours. With
So, Richard, before we continue, do you know what
Yeah.
SAS is? Right here, SAS. So it
No.
yeah, it's a term for programmers. It is software as a service. So yeah, software as a service. So you are making a software that clients pay for.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let me make an example. Is Daily Recorder. Daily Recorder Arnold's project is I think it's a PaaS, PaaS. So it is a platform as a service because Daily Recorder is a platform for daily records, of course. And your
Yeah.
project, Thankful, I think it's also a PaaS, PaaS. So
Okay.
a type of website. So it is a platform for daily gratitude.
Yeah.
So yeah, this tweet right here, he said that he can build fully functional website. So using AI. So yeah, I'm not sure how it goes wrong, but let's continue the video to see where did it all go wrong when you just use ChatGPT, Claude in coding.
Yeah.
without using a boilerplate. Ladies and gentlemen, this person is the LLM master. They say Tama when it comes to using LLMs. The master with Cursor. They say this guy was born with a premium ultra Cursor account subscription already. This guy speaks in the language of prompting and getting results. Until earlier, March 17th, so 3 days after this legendary tweet here, Leo says, guys, I'm under attack. Ever since I started to share how I built my software as a service using Cursor, random things are happening. Maxed out usage on API keys. People bypassing the subscription, creating random shit on database. As you know, I'm not technical, so this is taking me longer than usual to figure out. For now, I will stop sharing what I do publicly on X. There are just some weird people out there. You're telling me, hold on, Leo. You're telling me that the app that you built with zero programming knowledge, that you were solely relied on AI to generate, could be exploited, could be easily attacked. The subscriptions, the webhooks, what happened here? You could build this in 24 hours. I mean, look at this tweet. A fully functional app that has all those components in less than 24 hours, but here we are. You're getting absolutely bamboozled on Twitter, on X. And I absolutely love it. Not do I really care about people attacking the application and specifically DDoSing it. I think certain people that do that are, they don't really have much to do. But the fact that karma, the tech karma gods, were in full swing here is just a beautiful picture from beginning to the end. And I just love following the tweets here. 7:30 a.m., no sleep until is all fixed. Rolled all API keys and moved them to environment variables, implemented authentication to API endpoints. You can see here, the screen, the prompts, everyone's working overtime. 11:20 a.m., still here. Modified course configuration to only around.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone. But getting in the zone and staying
to only allow requests from trusted domain. Let me just get this straight. This chat of chads was able to create a auth, DB, webhooks, and payments in less than 24 hours, but he lacked a few components. Now, what are those components? Well, he lacked, I guess, storing secrets in .env files or, API keys. Did not set up cores to protect his server, and also did not have authenticated API endpoints or protected endpoints. Who needs this part, right? Who needs this stuff when you have this in less than 24 hours? I mean, it's almost like if somebody knew how to program, they'd be aware of these very simple, very obvious gotchas. But no, nowadays, we're all getting it replaced. This is just fugazi. You don't need this. This is caca. And all of this kind of brings me back to vibe coding and the topic of vibe coding. And really, the person who really popularized this is Peter Levels IO. So this very popular person on X, on Twitter, built a lot of different apps. He's like,
So, yeah, let's explain the earlier scenario.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think happened? Look, at first, he's saying on Twitter that he's bragging like, hey, my website is built with just AI, nothing else. So I don't know how to code, but there's AI. So let's build a website with AI. And now look at what is happening.
Yeah.
So he's not sleeping because there's too many bugs to count. So 7:30 a.m. is is not sleeping.
Yes.
And as you can see, 11:20 a.m. is still here. So now, remember the example that I made, the competition about two teams. One is using just AI, and one is just trying to learn actually how to code.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team that is using AI, 1 year maybe, not 1 year, maybe just in 1 week, they will encounter so much bugs that it will be unfixable. So that's the problem with just using AI. So as time goes on, we build the website with just AI. It will be absolutely mess. It will be an absolute mess of codes that we don't know how to fix because we don't know how to code. That's why we don't know how to fix them. And as we give AI more prompts, even more prompts, they will just sandwich the bugs on top of each other. It will stack. It will just stack the bugs on top of each other until it's no longer fixable. So that's the meaning of vibe coding actually. It's now trending in the internet. Vibe coding means coding with just AI. So you don't actually know how to code, you just use AI to code. So this video is talking about why it's problematic. So let's continue. Try to see.
Okay.
Back to vibe coding and the topic of vibe coding. And really, the person who really popularized this is Peter Levels IO. So this very popular person on X, on Twitter, built a lot of different apps. He's like a solo entrepreneur, indie hacker, whatever you want to call him. And he went recently viral, famous again, for the app he built, which is this kind of Minecraft looking flying game, multiplayer online game where you can be like a plane and shoot other people, and there's like blips with ads, etc., etc. And he made the entire app with Cursor and other Claude AI LLMs. You can even see here this recent tweet: new Cursor and Claude 3.5 finally understand how to make a propeller. Before it made rotating mustache, now it's actually a prop. You can see here, he's proven by the virality of this game that he has no previous game dev experience. He does have programming chops, even before AI, he's built a lot of different things that garnered a lot of success and users, but he was able to basically create this entire game with no game dev experience, solely off LLMs. And he kind of really made the term vibe coding popular, because he even said he just kind of vibe coded this entire application, and now it's making him something insane. Like if I go to his profile, 87,000 a month, fly.peter.com. You can see here, here's the game. It looks good. Like, I won't lie, this looks like a really fun game. You can join it. I can type my name, Melky, join the game. I'll just pick this, a Cessna 172, and you can see here, I'm now in the game. I don't know how to play this game, but it looks like a game. It looks functional, and once I get it, I'm sure it's really loud. That was loud. So clearly, there are examples of people leveraging the capabilities of AI to make really cool and really awesome things. However, the key difference is Levels has programming knowledge. He has programmed a lot of different things in the past. Some use a lot of AI help, some didn't use any AI help, right? And there's even this comment here that I found, a post on LinkedIn. This developer makes a $200,000 a month game, and yet he writes shitty code. And everyone's asking, well, how do you know it's shitty? And no one really had any answer to this. There's no real indicator that there is any shitty code in the code base, or that Levels writes shitty code. All they kind of say is stuff that makes it seem like this guy got lucky, quote unquote. But really, when you make a claim like that and you just look inside the code that makes money, it really does seem like if you're able to use an LLM with previous programming knowledge to catch big blemishes, things that could go absolutely devastatingly wrong, you could definitely use an LLM to make very successful projects. I just worry for the people like Leo who don't have a lot of experience looking at people like Levels and other entrepreneurs, indie hackers, to really double down on vibe coding and think they could really get away by just prompting an LLM, getting a result, copy and pasting it, getting it to work, and bang, $10,000 a month. When in reality, I think there's lots of things that can go wrong with trusting blindly an LLM. And some of these DDoS attacks, like depending on the architecture, could cost a pretty penny. So I just caution people on how they use an LLM and don't blindly trust them. And I really like this new post by Levels. I'm organizing the 2025 Vibe Coding Jam. So let's see, anyone can enter with their game. At least 80% of the code has to be written by AI. So it's a game jam, but it's now a vibe coding jam where you have to submit a game where the little constraint is 80% has to be written by AI. That is awesome. I think this is funny. If anything, this is just hilarious. Like, go ahead, do it. Try it out. See what can happen. See what can, what could come out of the game you build. Maybe it's the next $10,000 a month application. I don't know. And you don't until you try it. And I just noticed that the actual term was introduced by Andres Karpathy in February 2025, okay? So Andrej was the individual who made the term vibe coding, but I think it was really Levels and the applications he built that made it more of a modern thing all across Twitter, Hacker News, and all of those things. All right, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think of vibe coding? Are you a fan of it? What do you think of Leo and his story? What do you think of anything I've covered today? I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more. If you're a fan of vibe coding, vibe out. If you're a fan of regular coding, code out. Doesn't really matter. Just stay happy, stop whining, stop bitching, have fun, laugh at yourself, laugh at others, and don't take life too seriously because it's very short, okay? So go do what you want to do, and I'll see you.
Okay, so that explains vibe coding well. So what do you think vibe coding is, Richard? From this video, it's a term for programming is um, trending a lot in platforms on the internet, on Twitter, on YouTube. So what do you think vibe coding is?
Okay. So I think web coding,
Mm-hmm.
based on how he explained,
Mm-hmm.
it's making programs or application using AI.
You're 50% correct. It's making programs, applications, websites by
Right, yeah.
using just AI. So no coding from yourself, no codes from you, actual codes that you wrote. Everything is from AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he's talking about it, how vibe coding can destroy your project. He's absolutely right about using it can be powerful if you actually know how to code. So the examples that I made earlier makes sense, makes absolute sense. So because if you don't know how to code, you can't fix anything. And if you just rely on AI, they're not actually the way that I describe AI. They are still not as intelligent as
Okay.
human in terms of context. They may be logical, they may be more like they're better at computing and calculating, they're faster at those, But in terms of context, they're not as intelligent as humans, as us. So yeah, if you just use AI on your projects, they absolutely have, not absolutely, they have no idea, 100% idea of what your project is, what your website is about, what your plans are, your goals. AI has no idea about those.
Yeah.
So if you just rely on AI, you will have an output that's nothing close to your goals.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what vibe coding is. So and it sparks the conversation about coding versus programming. So I would like to talk about that idea, the difference between coding and programming. So first I would like to know your thoughts about that. So what is the difference between coding and programming? Because yeah, this video talks about vibe coding. Okay, so not vibe programming. So it's vibe coding. So now, what do you think? What's the difference between coding and programming?
Okay. For my understanding, coding um, can be used to write codes in a specific programming language, maybe HTML or JavaScript.
Yes.
But programming, it is a wide term that uses coding, but also includes some things like designing, like maintaining, testing, and debugging.
Yes, you are you are close. Or yeah, that's correct. That's correct actually. Yeah. So for me,
Okay.
coding uh, is the ability to write codes. So
Okay.
just writing codes, nothing in particular. Writing codes, just that. Programming, it has context. So you
Okay.
are writing codes in the context of your program, in the context of your goals, and your tasks. So you are considering what might happen to the website as you write code. That's programming. For example, I'm writing codes and I'm thinking, would this help with the daily recorder's authentication? So I'm writing codes for
Yeah.
authentication. Okay, what technique might be better? Okay, and I'm also considering other developers. How do I write
Yeah.
codes that is much easier for other developers to work with? Okay, but coding is just writing codes. Yeah, with no particular goal and context. So that's what vibe coding is. AI is just writing code without any consideration of your project or other developers or your whole code base. Do you know what code base is?
Code base.
Yeah.
Mm,
The code base, when we say code base, it is the uh, all codes in your project, everything in your project. So, for example,
okay.
Richard's or Arnold's code base, Daily Recorder's code base, it has thousands of lines now because the project is currently the state of the project is currently big, not that big, but it's getting bigger. It is scaling as we go. So
Yeah.
that's the code base. For now, your project, that thankful project, your code base is really small as of now because you just have the key feature page or the home page, nothing else. Yeah. The code base for the thankful project is currently really small. So just a few lines, maybe hundreds of lines. That's your code base. Every lines of code in your project combined.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about, that AI has no context with your code base. He doesn't know your code base. He doesn't
Yeah.
know your plans. He doesn't know your goals. He will give you, AI will give you what you tell him to, but he won't give you according to your goals and plans. And that's
Okay.
where it will go wrong if you don't know how to code. It will just slap bugs on your website, stack bugs, and if they stack 1,000 or 100 times, it will be unfixable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what vibe coding is. That's what coding is. Coding versus actually programming.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you think vibe coding is uh, problematic? What do you think? What are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I think it is not good for developers to depend on it, because once after you explained it, after maybe 1 or 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
it will start bringing problems and you won't know how to fix it.
Okay. Yeah, you are absolutely correct. So vibe coding is really powerful. I think it's the start of something. But if
Yeah.
you don't know how to code, it's 100%, 100% problematic. Not just for the developer, but for the team and for the client.
Okay.
Because it will be unfixable. Maybe someone will easily hack the website and you will lose a lot of money. The client will lose a lot of money. And maybe you can't save the project at all. So everything goes to waste. The money that the client spent on the developers, on the project, everything goes to waste.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, um, what have you learned about today's session? Okay, I'm going to
I've learned a lot.
stop the recording now. Okay, I will upload it so Arnold can also watch